Release the Kraken!
So we've got Elizabeth Havey, and she is another lawyer for a small town in Pennsylvania called Montgomery. Now, she has put through allegations towards there being a lack of transparency and just all out, just complete, I don't know if she uses the word fraud, but complete fraud in the Montgomery area, county, I believe it is. So her team has put forward a few allegations of this to the court. They've already been submitted. And she also talks here about why she's done that, what she hopes to get out of it. She's also talking about what she saw on the day of the votes and what it was like for her at the ballot counting place and her team, what they saw, what they witnessed, and what they were not allowed to do. This is quite ridiculous, and we've now got another person adding up to all of these claims that have been put forward so far. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, with this video, I'm going to scrutinize it a bit more than the others, just for two reasons. One, she's a lawyer. Two, she's reading from a script. Now, I'm not saying that someone else typed that script up for her. I'm going to assume that she's written the script. My point being, if you've got a lawyer whose entire life depends on them understanding and using language perfectly and precisely, and then that person is reading from a script, okay, then each individual word that is being used is for a precise reason. Every word. Now, I've not been like this for the other videos, but again, this is because it's a lawyer and a lawyer reading from a script. I don't care who she is, but as soon as I see a lawyer reading from a script, I pay a lot of attention to each individual word that is being said, because chances are you may interpret one thing, but what's being said is complete opposite. I'm not saying that's what she's doing here, but I'm saying we have to be aware of that going into this. Okay? So let's just jump straight in. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Havey. I am an attorney and a resident of Montgomery County and the chair of the Montgomery County Republican Committee. Thank you, Senators and Mayor Giuliani, for providing me the opportunity to speak. After the primary, our committee prepared and provided to the PA legislative leaders and members of the Montgomery County staff in charge of the election a 30-page report of the mail-in ballot and election day problems and irregularities we experienced in Montgomery County. We made detailed recommendations for changes with the hope that the general election would be smoother. Unfortunately, that was not the case. There are a number of issues that evidence a total lack of transparency regarding the handling of the general election in Montgomery County. First, the Montgomery County Republican Committee was not provided meaningful view of the mail-in ballots at any time despite our requests. Second, we were not provided with regular detailed information about the mail-in ballots over the course of the election despite our requests. Third, we still lack complete and detailed information about these ballots despite our written requests. We were provided our first opportunity to view and learn about the canvassing site on Sunday, November 1st, just 2 days prior to the election. At that visit, the chief operating officer of the county showed us the room where the canvass was to take place. To our shock, we were told we could not directly check the mail-in ballots.
What the fuck? That is complete bullshit. If you're the witnesses and you're being told that you're not allowed to witness the vote, then that vote is discounted, it's disregarded. It's no longer part of the votes. It no longer adds to the total. If it's not allowed to be certified, then it can't be certified. This is a very straightforward thing. This doesn't need any extra explanation. It is very straightforward. So I'm having a very hard time trying to understand why all of these people have spoken tonight and have said, hey, we weren't able to witness the vote and the vote was still counted. person after person after person after person has come forward and said this exact same fucking thing. And I'm really having a hard time understanding how the fuck this was allowed to continue if the people whose job it is to witness the counting weren't allowed to witness the counting. That means the count is invalid. It can't be used anymore. So why the fuck was it continued to be used? It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. The entire thing is a sham. It's complete bullshit.
After some significant pushback by me, the county agreed to allow 2 watchers inside the room, but they were never able to see the ballots up close.
Okay, then it still stands to reason they didn't see the fucking votes. If they can't see the vote, then the vote doesn't count. It's very straightforward. It's very straightforward.
Again, there was no meaningful observation of the ballots and absolutely no check of the ballots by anyone other than the county staff, which is all run by the Democrats, as to whether or not these ballots met election code criteria. At the most basic level, we were not even able to check to see if a voter voted twice or if a voter was deceased. And with the removal of the signature being a check for existing voters, there was no way to protect against someone fraudulently voting for a registered voter. In addition to having no meaningful observation or review of over 200,000 mail-in ballots, we were not provided with the change in rules by the county to allow the curing of mail-in ballots in a timely manner. On Thursday, October 29th, I received an email from Frank Dean, who ran the election for the county, with a list of ballots with what they described as defects, and if the voter had been contacted by the county to cure the defect. At the tour of the county, the canvass on November 1, we were shown bundled mail-in ballots divided by precinct, which the county identified as having a defect, and explained that those individuals had not cured these ballots as of November 1st. The county did not provide the Montgomery County Republican Committee with an opportunity to have an authorized representative present in what was effectively the pre-canvass, a legal term, pre-canvass of the ballots, when it reviewed and contacted voters about their defective mail-in ballots. After immediate investigation, it was clear that other counties across Pennsylvania were not allowing this illegal pre-canvassing to take place. In particular, our neighboring county, Berks County, a county that the president won by over 8%, interpreted the law as written and did not contact voters to cure ballots weeks prior to the election, as Montgomery County did. A portion of Berks County and most of Montgomery County share one congressional seat. So voters were not treated equally in these 2 counties in the same district. Since the election, we have received many calls and emails from Republicans with questions about whether their mail-in ballot was counted, expressing concerns that they didn't request a mail-in ballot but received one anyway, that they were made to vote provisional when they shouldn't have, that they have great concerns about the efficacy of this election. There is a real disenfranchisement of voters across Montgomery County. Many people feel their vote did not count. Because we lack the information we need to tell them otherwise, and because we were not able to have any meaningful check on mail-in ballots, we cannot provide these concerned voters with the assurance they need that the process was fair and that the election was honest. In addition to the lack of transparency we experienced in Montgomery County, the Kathy Barnett for Congress campaign found, with just the minimal information that we've been able to obtain, that at least 188 deceased people in Montgomery County voted in 2020. They also found concerning anomalies in the results. For example, more people voted in the small town of Norristown for the very first time than the voters who vote regularly.
Now, initially hearing that, I don't have a problem with that. More voters voted than normal. Okay, that's fine. Now, if that was above like a certain percent, let's say 100% more than normal, even 30%, if it's above 30% more than normal, okay, there might be something sus going on there. But she doesn't say how much. She never states that. So it'd be interesting to find out how many more people voted than in all the other election years. But just saying more people voted this year, that doesn't really mean anything. I mean, that's fine. There's no problem with that at all. What could be interesting though, actually, is to find out how many people were registered to vote, and how many people actually did vote. Because if the number is higher than there is registered, then obviously there's an issue. However, she does not say that. She just says more people turned out in Montgomery to vote than normally they do in Montgomery. So that doesn't mean anything.
This occurrence is far outside the norm of what we have seen in past elections.
Yeah, far outside. Again, that's legalese. I don't know what that means. I don't know what far outside of means. I don't know if that's 10%, 5%, 2%, 1%, half a percent. I don't know. It could be 100, it could be 1,000. I don't know.
These numbers must be reviewed and analyzed. In fact,
Okay.
a full review of the mail-in ballots across the state must be done. In order for this country to have trust in the electoral process, elections must be viewed as open and transparent.
Yep.
Both the Democrats and the Republicans should be provided with the same information throughout the process, and there should be meaningful opportunity to observe and object, not last-minute disclosures and rule changes. This legislature must reform the election law to provide for such transparency all along the mail-in ballot process from start to finish. And people need to feel confident that the same rules apply to each and every voter in every town and in every county in this state. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, she's right. She's definitely right. That does need to take place there. Yeah, I mean, you hear these statements on their own and they don't really mean much. But what have I done? 10 videos so far of the same hearing? When there's person after person after person coming forward and saying the exact same shit, and it's in this place and then this place and then this place and then this place and then two at the same place, it's like, holy shit, something is going on here. So Pennsylvania, you need to get your shit together. Holy fuck, this is ridiculous. I cannot wait to see what these senators here are going to say about this. Because I have a very strong suspicion they're going to conduct a forensic investigation into this to find out what has transpired during these elections. Because it seems pretty fucked up, just to say the least. It seems very fucked up, okay? God damn. The amount... I'm lost on the part where the votes still count even though they haven't been verified. I'm having a lot of trouble understanding how that works, because in my mind, if there's no one there to certify that the vote is legit, then the vote isn't legit. So I don't understand how they've been counted without the people signing off on it. It doesn't make any sense to me. If someone out there knows, please comment away. I'll fucking read all of them. I read all the comments. So fire away. Let me know how the fuck these are still getting verified without being verified. I'm very curious to hear the fucking answer for that. Alrighty, again, we all know the rules. Like, subscribe, follow, share, everything. Do it all. Spam it. Alright, catch us in the next one.